Bill said something interesting.
What did he say?
That the biggest news, and I tend to agree with him. It must have happened late last night, or after 9 for sure, which is late to me. That Ben Hart, Bryce, and Isaac Gifford are coming back. Big news.
Big news, yeah.
Big news because those are
tackles
proven
back.
players.
I always put way more stock in what's currently on your roster.
Spoken like a coach
that has played well, and so that always means more to me. Just they've done it. I mean, you'll just history tells you, and I'm saying this is don't ever push back now, but there's sometimes things don't work out. For example, these things have worked out for these guys. They have played over time. So I just put a lot of stock in that.
Yeah,
put a lot of stock in what's played over time. You don't know. There's things all the time. If you just go back through, you could probably go through the last. If you just take Nebraska's last 10 signing classes and be like, man, were we excited about this guy, and never played a snap.
100.
And so go with be excited about the guys that are coming back that have played.
Yes, and Ben Hart. I mean, it gets overlooked, but Ben Hart was this is Pro Football Focus, was the highest graded player on offense this year. Ben Hart.
Think about that for a second.
Yeah. Ben Hart, highest graded player, not on the line, not on the offensive line, on offense. By the way, we didn't mention Donovan Raiola is Dylan's uncle. He got a pretty sizable raise and extension.
53% raise.
It's a pretty good hit.
Significant.
That helps. That helps at Christmas time.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good hit. But anyway, yeah. So
Ben Hart was the top ranked player in the offense this year,
according to PFF. 100.
You go back to the Michigan State game a couple years ago, and he had 14 pressures, and that was
firmly in your mind.
Well, I mean, my mind, Nebraska fans' mind, they go back. I'm pointing out growth there. Like,
right.
That was a horrible moment for him, and a critic, is criticized heavily, but. You come back this year, you're the top ranked player in the offense. That's pretty telling for Raiola also, Donovan.
Sure it is. And Gifford is a critical player. Critical. Brings an edge, and he's a playmaker. So yeah, I agree with Bill. That's a big news that those guys are back. Now, portal, could they lose some guys? I'm still hearing some talk about, oh God, I hate it when Bill hates it. I think they're it's not like they're not going to lose anybody. They could still lose some people. But by and large, it's slow. It's going to be a slow. There are not a lot of guys jumping into the portal from Nebraska. There you go.
Well, again, pretty optimistic right now. People are very ecstatic on the text line. Let's see. 464-5685.
Text in.
The obvious question is this, and we can address this, but the question is, does Raiola's raise is that because he gets Dylan to come here, or is it because the line was better?
I think it's because the line was better.
Everyone's asking that.
It's probably a fair question, but I don't think that would have anything to do with it. I don't. Line plays better. It's not great. It's better.
It improved.
How about that though? No talk of Raiola getting whacked. I mean, he's in. The line was better, and there's a lot coming back, so it makes sense to
also if you just take Power 5 football and just look at the O-line coach pay. He was way below what an O-line coach makes, because when it comes down to coaching positions. I mean, it's like the number one paid generally is your O-line. Besides your coordinators, is O-line. That's how it goes. And then generally after that, it should be more based on your secondary, because there's just so much stuff going on in the back end, and there's so much stuff going on up front. Those are the positions that are like that. It's like, whoa, those are the spots where the old crusty guys still get a coach.
Knowledge. Because
it takes a long time. So offensive line should always be your third highest paid. That's basically how if you look that's what it'll be. Just look across with people. Most O linemen, I guarantee, if you go to the Alabamas and you go to the Texas and people like that, they're probably making $1 million.
And I think he's up to $500,000. We'll have to verify that. I think he's up to $500,000.